Welcome to the School of Rockstars. This is another episode of Think Like a Rockstar. Today we are going to think like Will Smith or Warren Buffett.
Reading. The reason that reading is so important. There have been millions and billions and billions and gazillions of people that have lived before all of us. There's no new problem you could have with your parents, with school, with a bully, with anything. There's no problem you can have that someone hasn't already solved and wrote about it in a book. So the keys to life are running and reading.
I'm more quiet. I've been quiet, but like she just, she encouraged me. Like I'm getting older now, so she encouraged me to, just speak up. It's like you have something to say. And, and my dad, we're reading this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
Yeah.
And just that whole book, I think, like of him, it's like he's guiding me like throughout the whole book.
Why did you want to share that book with your son?
It's interesting that no matter how successful you get, it's really difficult to shake your mindset. Mm-hmm. And I still have a poor person's mentality. I can't shake it, and it gets really detrimental when you can't just shake off the ideas. It's like when I go to sleep at night right now, I'm as financially nervous as I was 20 years ago.
You are?
Absolutely.
Really?
You shook it? Well, you did it. You're doing a little more than us.
No, but I don't worry. I'm not nervous about it. I'm not nervous about it. But I do understand that whole thing about spending.
Yeah.
Because once you have a lot of money, I mean, who knows what $1 million can really do?
Right.
You know, I know what $29.99.
Right,
exactly. Yes.
Absolutely.
But what do you do? Yeah.
So it's like with my kids, I just don't. I want them to be able to have a financial comprehension, to not be slaves to working and money the way that my mind has been. I'm breaking it now, but the way that my mind has been for a really long time.
That's fantastic.
They always say, read more, read more, read more books. Why? Why the more, like all the influencers, all the top heroes or the motivational heroes or the rock stars of the particular field, they always suggest you to read more books because it gives you more valuable lessons. So like reading is a key to life. It always helps you with the experiences. Like you can notice like there are millions, billions of people who lived before us. So when you read their books, when you read the books written by them, then you will know, like you may come across the similar problem what they have gone through the life, like the issues what we go through with the parents or in the school or with the environment or with the surroundings. They are similar when you read books, so you will get all those life lessons. Reading keeps you, like it is a key to life, and like reading forms your personality. Like for me, in my personal life, my thought process, my perspective, like the mindset, the way I think, the way I feel, reading have created me, like formed me. Like I'm formed through reading. I changed my perspective. I changed my mindset, what I am today, because I'm not that confident when I started this, or when I'm in masters or bachelors, I'm not this confident. I'm very good at studies, but I'm not confident with speaking in front of a camera or in front of the people. I'm really, really scared. But the book that changed like my perspective, that gave me confidence in me, is the first book I read is The Secret. It really helped me. It really helped me to believe in the universe. I didn't say like everything that mentioned in that book is true, but you have to believe in yourself. You need to have that belief if you want something, if you want to be something in your life, you need to first believe in yourself. Other than, you should not believe like they will, if I ask for help, I can do that task. But the most important thing is believe in yourself. So that's what I learned from the book Secret. It really helped me, like what I am today and what I feel and what I think, how I think. From that day onwards, it really changed. And like if you read more books, it allows you to imagine possibilities, like possibilities to improve yourself, or like the ways you can think. So no, I didn't read the 10x book. I have to. And like as I'm saying, it allows. I read Your One Word by Evan Carmichael. I read The Secret, and now I'm reading Tony Robbins' Money, the Financial Thing. And today I got my first copy of Becoming Michelle Obama book. I love reading books. So like I'm super happy. And I also got Think and Grow Rich and Tony super romance leasing book. I love reading books. Even if I don't read that book also, I love to have that book with me. So and like reading can change your life. If you read biographies, like you can think in the perspective of the author, or in the perspective of like the person who wrote that book, or who like in the perspective of the person that described in that book. You will, when you are reading something, you will think, you will put yourself in that place. So it's so awesome. You need to read more books. Like I learned from Warren Buffett. He spends 5 to 6 hours of his day, every single day, for reading. Even if it is like he reads magazines or newspapers or investment things and books. He always says himself that he's not a fast reader, but he spends ample time for reading because it's very important. And what I noticed from Bill Gates, he reads every year almost 200 to 300. I don't remember the exact number, but what he does is like he takes holidays for reading. That's amazing. That's simply amazing. And if you read the biographies, it will teach you valuable lessons. That's what I learned from Elon Musk. So he is a terrific guy. He is an exceptional and inspirational guy. So all these people didn't get their success overnight. First you need to believe in yourself. You need to have that patience, and also you need to put practice every single day. Consistency, practice, and patience. These three will give you confidence in you and the success, and also it adds you the luck. So read more books. And also so I personally like reading biographies. Sometimes I also love reading this life lessons from Tony Robbins, financial advices, because I'm very good at managing money, and also I'm very good at time management. I think I am, but I'm improving, and also I'm learning the tips from the great heroes in their respective fields. So today I got this book as well, so I'm super excited. I'm thinking like I'm visiting my friend this weekend, so I'm thinking of gifting this book to my friend. She is pregnant now, so I want to really give her this book. So see, and also like how you can read. You can learn the tips from Tim Ferriss. He says some really good tips how you can be good at reading. And also I watched one video. In that video he suggested like one of the author, he suggests that what we do actually is when we are reading one book, we highlight the points in that book, the important nuggets or the golden nuggets. We highlight them with a marker or a pencil. But what you need to do is you need to write the important points that you feel that really helps you in a separate journal. When you write them out, you will really, you will really absorb that point. And writing, it is very important. When you write something, it sticks in your mind for a very long time. So even if you mark with a marker, there is no guarantee you will go back to the book and read the highlighted points. But when you write in a separate book or a separate journal, it's easy to refer. And you can write like if you are a good reader, if you read more books, you can write all the good points in one single book. That really helps you. You can carry that book everywhere. So that's one important point I learned. And also like when you are reading, you can also learn vocabulary, observing what you are reading. You need to first observe. And also one important point, you should not read all the books, but you should read the right books. That's important, because you particularly have one specific field, or if you are interested in a business, if you are interested in kind of like in your respective field, there are some others who excelled in that particular field, or who are the rock stars in that particular field. You need to read their biographies, how they started, how they began their journey, what are the hurdles they faced in the starting of the journey. Because that starting journey, what you really need in your life, because those are the hurdles that, like when you read the books, the most important thing is, like before us there are millions and trillions of people who lived. So when you read there, like the problems for the people are universal. So we have problem with friends, family, parents and all. So each and every person go through, like not a similar but even worse than you. So if you read more books, that really helps you. So observe the important points. And that's what I learned. Like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, all the great leaders, they make their time, they gather the time to read more books. Nowadays it's becoming audio version. Audible is becoming more famous, so you can also consume audio version of books. That's really helpful. I personally love to listen interviews. Like even if I'm working in office, I'll put my headset and I will listen to interviews and I will do my work. So I really love interviews, reading books. But reading a hard copy, it takes me like a long time. So, but I'm still getting that pace. So I'm picking that pace. I'm really happy that I'm in the good direction, because like the first main book that really helped me, and like what I'm today, books really formed me, and they really helped me to think think in different perspective, because the people around me think differently, and like all the people around me, 95% or 90% people think in the same way, but I think somewhat different than them, because these books really helped me to change my perspective. Even if somebody is criticizing or hurting me, I can easily come back from that. It's like I learned very life lessons that are helping me now. So read more, read more, read more. Don't be a victim, be a rock star.
I'm going to show you how to triple your reading speed in about 20 minutes. This was initially something I learned how to do, I'd say late high school, early college in my neuroscience days. And it turns out most people have never been taught how to read properly. And you think of reading in a straight line, line by line. In fact, your eye jumps around to fixation points. And each of those fixation points is usually a quarter to a half a second. And if you close one eye and cover the lid with a finger and then try to trace a straight line across a wall, say, with the other eye, you'll feel these very distinct jumps, these saccadic movements. So the fewer of those jumps you have and the shorter the fixation points, the faster you read. Also, if you look at my finger, focus on my finger, can you see this hand? Yeah, of course you can. What about this guy if you focus on my finger? Yeah, you can. And when you're reading, you're usually eating up, I would say, a good 20% of your peripheral vision on margins. Okay, we can take advantage of that. So it's very straightforward to double, triple your reading speed in very short order. What I want you to do is get a before word per minute rate. And all you have to do that is grab a book, could be any book. All you're going to do is look at full text pages like these and read, say, 10 lines. Count up the total number of words, divide by 10. That's your average number of words per line. Okay? Then all you need to do is look at, say, 4 or 5 pages, add up the number of lines per page. Usually it's between 30 and 40 lines per page. And using these two numbers, you can figure out the average number of words per page. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you can then read for a minute, just normally as you would, not rushing, and use a stopwatch. Boom. Calculate things. That is your word per minute starting rate. All right. And our goal is to improve that. Right? What gets measured gets managed. So now you have your WPM, word per minute rate, as a starting point. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, and the only difference is we're going to use a pacer. All right, so you're going to underline the lines as you go. So you're going to try that, and that will probably increase your reading speed by 50 to 100%. After we do that, what we're going to do is play with peripheral vision. So let's take some sample sentences. This is, once upon a time, I had an 8-pack. Those were happy days. Then Christmas came along. Uh-oh. All right, so look at these sentences. Now, most people, if you're using a pacer, would start at once, right? This is going to be hard for me to do because I'm doing it backwards. They'd start at once and then move all the way across to the end, and then boom, come back all the way to the return here. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that because you have this peripheral vision we were talking about. So what are we going to do? We're actually going to start 2 or 3 words in. So your fixation point, your pencil tip, or your pen tip will be at upon, and then we'll end on had, and then you'll return to those, and then end on days, and then start again on came. See how that works? All right, so you're doing the same zigzag pattern, you're just compressing it from the sides in. And one way that you can do that, you can certainly just use the pacer, and you can eyeball it, so to speak, or you can take a ruler or a postcard and do this. All right, so go down the margins, cutting in 1 or 2 words. And if you want to be conservative, just start cutting in 1 word. So once upon, right? You're going to start on upon and go straight down. And then once you get comfortable with that, then you can move it in a little bit more, And just using these 2 techniques, test out your word per minute reading rate again. And then the last test, I would say, is practice reading at twice your target speed. So practice beyond your comprehension level at 900 words per minute for 2 or 3 minutes, then go back and read for comprehension and use the pacer, indent from the sides, and you will.
My one word is Rockstar. My name is Revathi. Actually, the meaning of name is star. So, and also I want to become the best in what I'm doing. So, the rock star.